subscribe to the channel whenever you get a chance. He asks what y'all think about Rob Dillingham and his ceiling. I'm gonna let you go ahead and cook on this before we move forward.
Ceiling. This might be a casual take. I don't care. Okay, ceiling. Okay, if everything goes well and the Timberwolves get exactly what they want, they would get a Mike Conley raised playmaker who's a volume scorer who could fit next to Anthony Edwards. He probably won't ever be a defender, just straight up. So you're gonna get a 25 and like 6 guy. That would be his ceiling. If like everything worked out, perfect world, that's a 25 and 6 guy on relative efficiency.
If everything worked out, okay.
So I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't
think it's gonna happen either.
I think if he improves as a playmaker under Mike Conley, he's still going to be a guy that's going to give you maybe 3-4 assists a game. He's really meant to be playing a shooting guard, but he's too small. And he's going to end up being that guy off the bench that gets you 20 points and relatively efficiently. If not, then I could see like if he min-maxed like a motherfucker, he could be a Zach LaVine. I could see that 25, 26 guy, not really a playmaker. Not really a defender.
I don't even see that.
I don't even really see that. But like,
I'm gonna be honest with you. You're being too generous. I think the ceiling for Rob Dillingham is Malik Monk. He's averaging 15 and 5 on solid efficiency with being at best an average defender, and that's the best he can do. The fact is he's undersized. He's very, very slim for what the NBA is looking for in this time in this time and age. His scoring, albeit very, very impressive, with the way that he's able to add rim pressure with his sort of like his ability to be unpredictable with how he's going to attack you. That's the case for a lot of rotational players in this case. Malik Monk is doing it. Austin Reeves is doing that, and we still look at him as a rotational player. Like, there's plenty of players that can be able to give you that. Even Jalen Williams that's basically his MO. The difference between J-Dub and a Dillingham is, along with his unpredictability of how he's going to attack you, he's also providing great defense with versatile level offensive ability. So like I think when it comes to Dillingham, the problem isn't going to be what he can do for you offensively. I think he can score with some of the best of them. I think as a playmaker at his best, I think he can be able to be a serviceable playmaker. But that's not the only requirement when it comes to guards in this league. When it comes to guards that get heavy minutes, they have to provide something that is exceptional along with their scoring. And when it comes to Rob Dillingham, I don't even think his playmaking is going to be able to translate that much.
The problem is, I just saw Tyrese Maxey. And so right now, I feel like the room
the standard
for growth is a little bit higher right now. If
Yes.
I hadn't just seen Tyrese Maxey and what he was able to do and his leap that he was able to take, I would say you're absolutely right. But like ceiling, perfect world, I think he could become a relatively good starter. If not an important piece.
The problem is for me, we just watched Lonnie Walker put on a season for the Lakers like a year or two ago, where he was a solid scorer off the bench while also giving you a net positive as far as like a secondary ball handler off the bench. And he still wasn't able to maintain a contract. You think Rob Dillingham is going to provide much better than that?
I think he can do something similar to maybe a Terry Rozier. And if the Hornets didn't have a Terry Rozier, then they would have.
Think about
didn't have LaMelo Ball, then they would have Terry Rozier starting. And I think about what it took for Terry Rozier to even get an opportunity. Think about it, and think about is that situation even going to be replicated in this league? Especially at the guard spot. I mean, you have Cam Thomas getting similar play right now as that.
And Cam Thomas is like he had to shoot abnormally efficient with his dumbass shots for him to continue to get opportunities.
I think Rob has a higher playmaking upside than Cam Thomas, though. That's why I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt in terms of him being able to improve a little bit as a playmaker. I don't think anybody the top.
Well, I don't think anybody should question if he's going to get minutes on Minnesota. As far as like a backup guard, because that was one of the sides outside of Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who was giving you defensive upside. He wasn't the serviceable backup scorer or a playmaker that Rob Dillingham can beat for Mike Conley. So I think that he can get minutes in that sense. And at the very least, with Nickeil Alexander's Walker size, he can just move to the 2. So it's not a problem there. The problem is what he asks, what do you think his ceiling is? And when you think about what his ceiling is, it's not going to be much more than just being at best a rotational piece that can be a starter every now and again. He could be a starter when Mike Conley. He could be a starter for when Mike Conley retires, but he would have to seriously grow as a passer and playmaker. He would have to grow.
I think the reason, like, guys that like Austin Reeves, I mean, Austin Reeves is clearly a starter at this point. The reason that guys like Austin Reeves, Lonnie Walker weren't getting starting minutes was more so because of the teammates they had around him. Like, you had, I think, on Austin Reeves wasn't starting because Russell Westbrook was there. I mean,
he was a 2 guard though, wasn't he?
He was the 2, but it was Russ. He wasn't. I don't think he was the spacer that he is today.
It was Russ. It was Pat Bev, Austin Reeves, Lonnie Walker.
Oh, God, that was
about it.
Fucking trash Darvingham lineup.
You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't even make sense for not Lonnie Walker, for Austin Reeves to even be like questioned as whether he should start over those 2 with the production he was getting.
I think the problem that you tend to see though when it comes to those kind of guys is they get pushed out by the superstars. When you have multiple superstars, we are in an era where you get multiple top tier star caliber players on the same team. So I could see him being on a bench role. I'm just wondering I don't think his defense is going to get much better. I think Chris Finch is a good defensive coach. I don't think he's good enough to develop a non-defensive player into a defensive player. We saw that with Cat this year. He looked okay at some spots, but most of the time he looked bad.
I think he can make him look. He can find a way to hide him. But as far as developing him individually into a better defender, no.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think as a playmaker is where we're really going to put our chips at.
Our chips on the table. Yes.
I think him as a playmaker, he could do it. I don't ever think he'll be a top checker. I don't think he has the IQ for it. Not necessarily the feel for the game more so than the IQ for it. I don't think he has the feel for the game as a playmaker that like a Mike Conley has. Where
I think he's just more of a. I think we just have to accept some rookies come into the league and who they are is who they are. You just have to accept for who they are and allow them to develop in that realm. And when it comes to Rob Dillingham, I'm looking at him. I don't think he, as a playmaker, our chip should be pushed forward there. I think our chip should be just pushed forward of him just maximizing himself as a scorer, like just become a much more efficient scorer in the league. And you will find minutes there. I mean, there's always minutes available for somebody that can be a floor spacer or somebody that can attack closeouts at the guard spot. There's always going to be minutes there, but you have to be efficient when doing it. Like even Rob Dillingham as a playmaker right now, I don't think it's the worst you can do at a playmaking front. I think he doesn't want to pass. But I don't think it has to do with him not being able to. I've seen him make some proper passes so far this summer league where it's like, okay, that's a nice read. He just can't do it consistently enough. So in that sense, I don't think he'll ever be able to do that. But he doesn't have to. I think he just has to be an efficient enough scorer to justify him not being good in other areas.
I think
for him to get 15 to 20 minutes a game.
Yeah, as a rotational guy, I think to be a starter, he has to be playing for this team specifically.
Do you think he can be a starter though?
I think the only way he is, which is what we're talking about, his ceiling.
Okay.
Is the way he would be a starter is to improve on playmaking.
Playmaking.
I think he could be a decent efficiency 20 point per game guy. I don't think that's
I don't think he can be 20. 20 is what, because I think people underestimate what it takes to average 20. Even in this league, I think he's 15. I think he's 15.
You're thinking 15. About it on a real team. On this team, they're giving Rudy Gobert only looks on like maybe lobs and put back done. So he's not taking buckets. Cat might still be there by the time he's a starter. Who's their small forward?
Even still,
Jaden McDaniels is not taking that many shots. It's mainly Ant and whoever is
Ant, Naz Reid, Karl Anthony Towns if he's still there, and Rudy Gobert as a lob threat. That's still enough to not get him much more than just 12 shots a game.
So if you're giving him Mike Conley's shots plus whatever shots he was
Mike Conley takes about like I want to say like 7 or 8 shots a game.
So if
I'll check to be sure.
7, 8 a game. Plus, Rob Dillingham's already going to be taking a good amount of shots as a bench volume scorer before he starts. If he's taking 14, 15 a game, I think he can get 20. I think that's relatively in the realm of possibility.
If he just let's just say for safekeeping, if he takes Mike Conley shots,
if he takes exclusively Mike Conley shots, I don't think he's a 20 point per game.
But that's what I think. I think he only takes Mike Conley's amount of shots. Like I think at best, like being realistic, because I think his strong suit will be his scoring. I think at best he takes like 2 more shots than Mike Conley. But Mike Conley this year took.
I would say he takes a Jordan Clarkson amount of shots because he's known for his scoring. He's been a rotational player, but can go into the starting lineup. And Jordan Clarkson takes around 15 a game. That's what
Mike Conley this past season took 8.5 shots a game. I think he definitely takes more than that. I think he takes about 11. If he takes 11, I don't think he's shooting 50%. So if we're being realistic with the efficiency, he probably makes about 4 of those.
I think he takes 15 and makes about.
Nah, 15 is crazy. 15 is crazy.
I think he takes 14. I think he takes 14, 15. Just go look at his role as a volume scorer. He's never going to be the playmaker Mike Conley is. Mike Conley is a pass first guy. A lot of the shots Mike Conley would take is getting passed up for him having 7, 8 assists a game. He's not going to be that. So if we're expecting him to have 5, 6 assists a game, he's already known as being a volume scorer. They're going to give him more leeway on shots than 11 shots a game. They're going to give him 14, 15, let him get in rhythm, let him cook. That's just what they do for a lot of volume scorers. They're going to get 14, 15. Off the bench, in starting lineups, it doesn't really matter. That's the kind of shots you get. So that's what he's going to get. If he's shooting 45%, which is if he's shooting 44%, which I think is a relatively efficient